Hi there, my name is Pat Fader. I am an instructor at Milwaukee Area Technical College. Thank you for watching this screencast. I'm assuming that you're watching the screencast because you want to learn how to use the virtual machines in ITNet 110. Most students, the way they've got to the screencast is that they've started with my lab setup assignment. I mean, at the end of the day, what you have is for most of the class, all but one chapter, is just two Windows 7 machines that can talk to each other. So our pre-configured VMs give you this environment here. As you walk through this activity, I guess what's nice is I do reference a screencast I created earlier, VMware Critical Skills. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, watch it. That runs through a lot of the basics that I won't cover right now. Cover again, I should say. Um, as far as getting our virtual machines for ITNet 110, I do have a Google Doc. This link is here that runs you through how to get it, and I'm going to demo just a few pieces of that. Once you've got a copy of our virtual machines, you should end up with a folder that can look something like this. Two folders for Windows 7, W7.1, W7.2, a third folder that has a copy of a domain controller in it, which we will use in chapter 13, and then also a folder with ISOs in it. Again, an ISO is nothing more than I'll just say it's kind of wrong. Well, it's a single file that contains all the folders, the files, the folder structure, and the boot information of a DVD. So you can take any DVD and make an ISO file out of it. Okay. The reason we include this ISO file, for example, Windows 7, well, what if for students that want to make their own Windows 7 machines, they can use this ISO here to create their own Windows 7 virtual machine. And this larger file here is used in chapter 2 to work with some of the automated installation tools that are part of Windows 7. Okay. So our folder structure is nothing more than 3 virtual machines and a folder for your ISOs. How do we get this folder structure? This document here runs through it. You can either stop by one of our academic support centers. I've got the information here. Then just download the files, or I should say download them, copy them to like a USB drive, or you can just we have a Dropbox site set up with our virtual machines in it. So if you go to one of these links here, if we go to ITNet 110, here it is. There's 3 files that you're going to want to download, and the steps run you through how to take those 3 files and you end up with our folder structure. It's actually a little bit easier than what I have in the document here. If you want to, you can just, once you've downloaded the files, like here I've downloaded the 3 files, you can tell they're rather large, so 8, 16, about 18 gigabytes worth of files. Just double click the first one, hit extract. Where do you want to extract them to? And there we go. So in 5-10 minutes we're going to have our virtual machines for ITNet 110. The download, I mean, just so you know, it's large. It's going to probably put the kibosh on watching Netflix at home for a while you're downloading, or maybe MATC's internet is super fast, so if you can do the download while you're on campus, it won't take as long. So at this point, you have our virtual machines at home, or wherever you're watching this. You've got, and now you want to use them. These align with the textbook that we're using for ITNet 110. And to help with that, if I jump back to our lab setup assignment, I think I might have something here. Let's see. You can read that on your own. Okay. Finally, we've created a set of notes that should be used with your VMs. Let's see if I may need to update this link. We'll check it out real quick. No, that's it. So what that document does, I guess it doesn't do anything when you don't have it open. There you go. As you're walking through the activities in your textbook, let's say you get to chapter 2. Chapter 1 basically says just skip it or look it over. We've taken the activities out of your textbook and we've made sure that they work with our VMs. The notes here, there aren't that many, I guess it's like 16 pages. These are just kind of like what you need to know in addition to what's in the book. So when you get to activity 2.1 in chapter 2, it tells you to fire up it tells you to run on your W7-1 machine, and it says put the wake ISO in the DVD-ROM drive. Here are the steps that tell you how to use an ISO instead of a physical piece of media with a virtual machine. Get to activity 2.2. They they have you do a few things. These are the additional steps that you need. So let me just fire up VMware Workstation, and we'll take a look at our machines here. I've already done kind of like, well, I guess I could close one. File, open, W7-1. So I have 3 machines now, 1, 2 in the server. Let's say that I'm in chapter 2. In order to get my machines ready for chapter 2, I've selected machine 1 here. I go to my snapshot manager, and I have 3 snapshots to choose from. The first snapshot is for chapters 2 through 4, the second one is chapter 5, and the third one is for chapters 6 through 14. So I'm doing chapter 2. I'll take my machine to chapter 2. Are you sure? Yes. I'll do the same thing for machine number 2. Snapshot. I'll take snapshot manager. Take it. I only have 1 snapshot. This is kind of anticlimactic, but I could just take it back to that snapshot there. And I'm not gonna have to fire up my server because I don't need that until chapter 13. And actually, if I look at the snapshot manager here, it's actually labeled chapter 13. All right. So for the first part of the course, you only have 2 machines. My machine is taken to snapshot 2 right now. I will just fire one up for now. So we've done the snapshot, and just maybe a quick refresher. What typically messes students up. One is they complain that the virtual machine doesn't fit in the window. So once your machine is started, I'll pause this while I wait for it to start. Okay, it started. So if I do need to send a Control-Alt-Delete to a machine, this button here will do it. Send Control-Alt-Delete. That'll do it. All right. Not much going on there. I'll log in. Here, if I send a Control-Delete now, it fires a task. You get to the task manager or something. People complain about this, and they have to scroll around. So view, fit guess now. I'm gonna start later. Your VM fits in there. As far as the settings go, again, this is a review of those VMware critical skills. Look at your host computer and figure out how much RAM you can assign your machine. If you have 4 gigabytes at home, well, then I'd probably leave it at gigabyte. Right now I have this machine is 16 gigabytes. So let me just crank this up a little bit. Good. That'll make it run a little better. And that is it. So it's not too hard we've tried to make the activities in the book easy to do. I like the fact that you're using virtual machines as opposed to a simulation for the activities. Don't forget about, snapshots are your friend. Whenever you get to an activity, re-snapshot all of your virtual machines to the appropriate location. Again, for the first 12 chapters, you're just using the 2 VMs here. And that is it. Not very exciting, but the value really is making sure that you use our lab notes as you progress through the textbook. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching this, and have a super day.